What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie, Mel, back again on my Subclass channel to give you guys yet another video. And today I want to make a video about what I do, say, and feel for myself in order to kind of move past and remind myself that it's a lie, that like I can be abandoned. So I feel like one of my childhood wounds is abandonment because just a series of things. I feel like emotionally I felt like I was abandoned a lot as a child when I would like have like outbursts, or when I felt like super emotional and I just didn't feel like I always had like support, and that like if I was to show my true self, or if I was to like not be like just happy and calm, and like if I was to have any type of outburst, if I was angry, that people would leave me because specifically my dad doesn't know how to deal with like emotions. So it's just like whenever I would be expressing to him something that made me sad, or like it would make me feel like just out of control, and I'm like crying and like maybe upset, maybe I'm yelling, he I always felt like he abandoned me in my most vulnerable states, right? So that became a thing for me. Like I started to feel like if I wasn't always happy, or if I just wasn't perfect and I was like emotional, that means in a way that I wasn't deserving of love, and people would leave and abandon me. And these things can sound really silly now that you're an adult and saying it out loud, because it's like that's not true, whatever. But it's just like when you're a kid, things don't have to make sense. You just make assumptions about things, and if you don't have any help to get over those assumptions, you carry them with you for as long as you are unaware of them, right? So now that I know that I specifically have like, I have not a problem with it, but I know that that's a thing for me. Like if I'm to get if I need to separate from people, this is how it shows up from in my life now. If I need to separate from people, I never like to separate on bad terms. Like I always will try to make it work so that we can end on a good term, because I don't want to feel like someone is leaving me because I'm upset, or someone is leaving me because I'm unhappy and I'm emotional and maybe not as rational at the moment. So it manifests that way. But I also just feel like growing up, like my whole situation, I've talked about my dad a lot on this channel, even though I took down the videos because I was just like an emotional mess. But I have abandonment issues, like, and I felt very rejected as a child by my father. So I have like a lot of stuff that I'm still like working through, and I still vacillate between like feeling like I've forgiven him and not. And I'm getting better at it now, because I just have come to a realization, like even more lately, that it's just like, first of all, my parents are getting older, and there's literally nothing that I can do about what has happened in the past. And you know, people are the way that they are because of their childhoods, and it's just like a never-ending cycle. And I know that nobody is perfect, nobody can be perfect, so I try to just remember that and try to just, you know, make the best of what things are now. But besides that, like, you still have to deal with those imprints that have been made on you. So in order to do that, when I am in a situation, like say if I need to separate myself from someone, it could be a friend, what if it's a relationship, if I need to separate myself from them, I feel like my default, if I'm not in a calm state of mind, if my nervous system is not calm, my default is to chase. Like no, this person, I don't want this person to leave, even if I don't even like this person. Like, and that's not to say that that's the case right now, but like even in the past, like when I know, like the first relationship that I had when I moved here was horrible, and I would just kept chasing and chasing. Like things were horrible with us, they were honestly almost never good, and I just kept chasing that relationship, chasing after that person, because unconsciously I was fearing being alone, fearing not having someone else who can treat me better, even though when I'm in my right mind, it's obvious. It's like I can always attract better. Like, because we live in an abundance world where there are so many people who can, be a better match for me. Like, even if you have to have a period of time of being single, I know for a fact that I am lovable, I will be loved, and there will be inevitably always someone else who can love me, and even better than the last person, because I'm always working on loving myself and becoming a better version of myself. So I'm automatically only going to be accepting better people into my life who are like matching the vibe and the work that I put in. Each time I feel like I still, even though not every relationship works out and like nobody's going to be perfect because we all have trauma and things like that, I still honestly do feel like I attract a better person every single time that I let go and attract someone else. But anyways, I would just chase after people, not even because I like them, but because subconsciously I felt like I'll never have this again. I need to hold on to this. It's a lack, it's a fear mindset. So in order to move on from that, number one, you have to accept it. You have to accept that some of the things that you're doing is not because you love this person. It's not because you care about this person so much that this person is so great and that you'll just never find someone else better. And you have to remind yourself that that's not really accurate thinking, because chances are, if things are not really working out or you feel a certain kind of way, a conviction to move on, is because you actually need to and things are not aligning with you anymore. So what I do personally when I'm feeling super triggered about letting someone go, or I'm having like a panic moment where I'm like, hold on, I need to hold on to this, I will tell myself that I'm here with me. I'm here with me. Like, I saw this on a video and this girl was talking about how she healed herself, and when she said that and she puts her hand on her heart and she would say, I'm here with you, I will never leave you. And that's something that you can do. You could just take a few deep breaths and you could just say, I'm here with you, I will never leave you. And when you think about it, there's a saying that says that you're going to be your oldest friend, and it's true. No matter what happens, good, bad, or ugly, you can't leave you, Actually, you can. You can abandon yourself in a lot of ways. And you probably are abandoning yourself if you have this wound up until you realize that you have it. Because you will abandon how you feel about things. You'll abandon your peace of mind and your sanity to try to chase after outside things and people because you're scared of being left. So let me correct myself. You can abandon yourself. But once you start to become aware of this, you need to ground yourself and stick by you. Stick by you. Stick by how you feel. If you really feel like someone can and should be treating you better, remember that you do deserve someone to stick with you and someone who is going to be good to you, and stand by yourself in that decision and remind yourself that you cannot be abandoned because you are always here with you. If you will never leave you, you can never truly be abandoned. Once you realize that it's all about the relationship that you have with yourself, it changes everything. It changes everything. It allows you to make more sound decisions. It allows you to move on more quickly. Doesn't mean that it won't hurt sometime. It still might hurt. It still might be uncomfortable. It's still going to be uncomfortable because it takes time for wounds to heal. But with active, conscious choosing yourself, slowly as it gets easier and it gets easier. And because you start to love yourself more and because you stand by you, you'll get to a point where you'll be like, actually, yeah, I can move on from this, because by entertaining what's not for me and what's not working for me is actually blocking what can be for me. And as someone who loves myself, I want the best for me. I want the best for me. I want someone who's going to treat me well. I want someone who's going to prioritize me. I want someone who's going to enjoy me with me, okay? So if you're not enjoying something and you need to let go, don't be afraid to let go. And hold on to yourself. Hold on to yourself. Think about how important it is to honor yourself. Honor how you feel about things. Honor what doesn't feel good. If it doesn't feel good, honor that. I have so many friends that I used to think that would be in my life forever, you know. And some of those people, once I started getting more in tune with myself, because I wasn't abandoning myself anymore, I wasn't abandoning how I felt and brushing off how I felt and gaslighting myself out of my own emotions and what I needed anymore. I was able to feel like, ooh, when I'm around this person, I get a really weird energy around them. You start to catch if someone is being like passive aggressive with you, or like low key, like not sneak dissing, but just like low key, like taking jabs at you for whatever reason that maybe you wouldn't even notice before. And you need to honor those feelings, because deep down we're all connected, so you can feel the malice of another person, and you need to be able to hear yourself, trust yourself, and remove yourself from certain situations that are not loving for you anymore. And by doing that, you allow more space for people who actually genuinely care and love for you, and who can add to your life in a meaningful and valuable way. You make room for them. So I don't want to babble on too much. I hope that you guys understand, and I hope that this can help you, because it really helps me. Like, it really helps me, because it's like it takes all of the fear out of it. It takes all of the need to run after someone else, or like try to make things work that aren't working at the moment. And I'm not saying that like everything is just never gonna work and you have to run away from all of yourself. But sometimes, even if you just need space, being able to take space for yourself so that things can turn around, knowing that it's okay and that you can stand alone when you need to, because you love yourself so much, and you're here with you, and you're good with you. And if you're not good with you, you know, all you have to do is start to develop a relationship with yourself. This takes time. It took me time. But developing a relationship with yourself looks like maybe making time for yourself, where you don't need to be with everybody else. Maybe find a hobby that you can do on your own. Like, I know for me, like I go to events by myself all the time. If I want to do something, I'll go and do it. Like, I'm okay with me. I know that I'm gonna make sure that I have a good time. Maybe take yourself out to eat, date yourself, like do the things that you would like to do with other people, with yourself and for yourself. It's okay. It's okay to do those things, and you'll get to know yourself, and you'll get to hear your thoughts. You'll get to be more in tune with your feelings. Meditating is a good way to develop a relationship with yourself and your body. Another thing that helped me become more in tune with my body and just myself and how I was feeling, and listening to how I physically feel, is changing how I ate, changing my diet. Now I'm more aware that, like, you know, I feel better when I eat certain things over other things. It's all a part of it. It's all a big process. It takes years. I believe we never stop developing a relationship with ourselves. But you can start today. And once you do that, you will start to love yourself so much that you will not put yourself in harm's way. Sometimes we lose our way, but you'll always be able to find your way back. And remember that you're there for you. You are there for you. So you can never be abandoned, and you don't have to fear people walking away, especially if they're not treating you well, if they're not prioritizing you, if they just are not able to give you what you need. It is also okay. And you don't have to compromise endlessly and contort yourself into not getting what you need and trying to convince yourself that you're happy when you're not. You can just be like, you know what? Okay, I can return to myself. I'm still here with me. I'm okay with me. I love me. Okay? Hope that helps. Enjoy your day, and I will see you guys later.